What's up, nerds? What's up, nerds? Godsmaster here with another Magic the Gathering puzzle quest. Today's quest is really kind of a quick conversation and demonstration of something that works in Trials of the Plains and forces me to re-look at something. And it's really just kind of a conversation starter for you guys. Raw dog video, I'm not going to do too much editing. I just want to get this out and have a conversation. So yesterday's fiasco with the deploy the Gatewatch gate was a very interesting fiasco in that it caused a lot of uproar amongst old school players who have deploy and didn't want to see it nerfed. And a few, very, not too many, very few folks come out and had a conversation like saying, hey, everything should be nerfed, it should be fair. Yeah, no. We like broken things, we like strong cards. Again, at the end of the day, this is a game of solitaire. We are playing against the machine. It is us by ourselves. And even though you don't like facing those things, we enjoy playing with those things. That does not mean it shouldn't be balanced and fair in some way. There are ways to do that, webcore. We can do that with restrictions in cards and things that hit in the events, and you can keep them limited. It's a lot of fun, and that's kind of the general consensus we came to for those that were for nerfing and those against nerfing, at least within my coalition. What's up, Scyther? You know I love you, bro. Where, yeah, just limiting what cards we can use inside of events. Don't nerf the card, allow us to play with those in there. That's part one of this. Let me know your comments below on how we can make Legacy fair for newer players, because at the end of the day, that's really what it is about. If a new player comes on board and gets pwned in Legacy, it's not very fun, which a couple of folks then chimed in and said. Webcore, it's important that you're creating an environment that allows newer folks to be able to play in Legacy events so they can see the scope and power of those cards, but also allow them opportunities to be able to get those cards and play with them and see if that is a fun thing for them to do. There are a lot of folks that love the OP-ness of these broken top 10 loop power cards, but they're in Legacy. Leave Legacy alone. We have a 3-year now standard meta, so in standard you have 3 years to get these cards right and fair and balanced before they hit Legacy. That is important for you guys to take care of in those 3 years. But once it hits Legacy, I'm a firm believer it should be left alone. Now, to that end, here's really the most important part. Is it fun for new players to play against these things? And for many, it isn't. A lot of times they go in there and they're just destroyed in a couple of turns, especially if the AI hits a massive cascade and it has Omniscience on deck, right? So what can be done? Well, there's two solutions. The first is, obviously, as I mentioned, limiting restricting what cards can be played. The second solution, however, that is frankly, noobs, get good. Yeah, you got to learn how to be able to target what cards are available in standard and to be able to build good decks out of that. Now, two approaches. You can go after legacy cards that are at the uncommon, common, and rare level, and you can use your crafting orbs to be able to go and pull those cards out. That's one strategy, and I do recommend it. The second strategy I actually recommend, and the one I recommend most, is to actually go get a really powerful standard deck. And a lot of times those decks can compete in Legacy events. It doesn't mean you're going to win every time, but I have in my alt account some cards, I'll demonstrate here in a minute, that do well in Legacy, and they're pretty much pauper and peasant. They're not too difficult to get and put together and use. So I'll talk about that here in a second. But in this deck, let's actually talk about a Planeswalker that I really didn't think was very strong when it first came out, but it's one that I'm using in this Trial of the Plains Red. And it does feature this card, Shatrose. I love me some Shatrose. And I know this is a masterpiece, and I know most folks aren't going to have that, and the Guillaume conversion here. I also love Wild Research. This is another masterpiece that just came out in the newest set, and these three cards are all from the newest set. So my point here is that if you concentrate on one set, if you really make your pink efforts into this set, which I honestly think after all the nerfs and all the adjustments and everything that's been done to the meta recently with Webcore's adjustments, I think the strongest set right now is actually Wilds of Eldraine. I don't think there's more powerful cards in the set right now, and it shifts the entire hierarchy of which cards you should be chasing. And by far, these three specifically are just lockdown control. They're so good. This card specifically, I think this is my favorite card in the set so far. I adore this card. It's amazing. The other cards are Tortoise, Brambler, and the white creature that does all the things. All right, so here's the look at the rest of the deck. Beseech the Mirror. Over the Top is a really strong card. You really need to get this. City on Fire to do some more damage. Rite of Harmony to draw some cards. Faithbound Judge, still an OP dude. I love him. Broker's Charm, again, still one of the most powerful cards, as well as Meeting of the Five inside of it. So this is a Mythic build. I'm going to show a Peasant build here in just a second. Click if you want to use this deck. And I'm using this with Dahada, who's absolutely bonkers good with this setup. She is bonkers good. Her second ability is really good. Her life total is garbage. Her third is okay. It's fine as a final swing, but you really don't need it. And I am playing in Trials of the Plains, and you can see I'm on the second node, or in the second set of nodes, I should say. I'm undefeated to this point, and bottom line is that it's with this deck. And let's go up against, I've already faced 2 looping decks, and this is one. Let's see how it does. All right, so first things first, I have no qualms. I want to get Wild Research out there as quickly as possible. That card is ridiculously good, and I'll explain why in a second. If you don't know, you will know. Let's go here into white. Okay. And in fact, I would encourage, let's go for a 5 swap. Let's eliminate that and see if it hits that one blue gem. It didn't hit the red. Now, what I want you to notice here is this has mana field. It is not triggered right now. I have to wait till next turn before I can trigger my mana field. Or do I? No, I do not. I hope it drops my... It did not. I was hoping it would drop my Faithbound. This is the reason this card is so good. Because mana field never leaves it. It consistently stays in. Webcore. I hope that you do not fix that, because I love that interaction. That makes this card really, really good. It's not OP, it's just really stupid good. And I would like it to see it continue being stupid good, please. I'm going to do these in this order. I'm going to go blue, boom, so that triggers my deal. I drop a card. I draw some more, I triggered it again, so it does it again multiple times, and I wind up getting my card on the board. It's very powerful, it's very good. As long as it stays unnerfed, or unfixed, as it may be, I think that's the best card in the set, for me at least. Now you can see I'm facing a really tough deck right now. This is a really tough build that I'm facing right now. There's City on Fire, there's Wild Research. I need to get my removal out. I don't need another one of those. I do need you out. And I dropped my Whoozy What's It, which really stinks. No, let's go here. Boom. All right, so that ditches that. That only gives me 1 mana there. There's more mana. Good, good. All right, I'm going to do Beseech. I am going to take, I need something that can help me win here. So I actually want to take, there's not enough room in hand. So I'm going to take Faithbound Judge because I need it. I will destroy a support. That destroys my City on Fire, but it gets my Faithbound on the board bulletproof. Now let's see if they have actual removal, because if not, he's just swinging for 6, and that's that. Okay, that's fine. Now, I'm up to my secondary ability, right? I'm going to ditch... I'm going to ditch Brokers, because I don't have anything. My removal really is my... I'm going to use my secondary ability, and I'm going to do all of these, right? You just select them all. Now, what she's going to do is take my legendary creatures in hand, and then she's going to give them mana based on the cards I discarded. So, there we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, because it was 2 times that I discarded a card in hand. So, I want to get... Actually, let's do this. Before I cast these, I want to make sure, do they have any permanents on board? They do not. So, when I'm given the option to do the thing that Shatbros is going to let me do, I will not take the option. I think I will go here, because I would like to get some more mana into my cards. Yep, there we go. All right, so Guillaume hits the board. Shatbros is asking me, hey, do you want to do the thing? No, not now, because they have no permanents on the board. There's no reason to destroy my stuff or risk destroying my stuff until they have stuff on the board. There we go. Oh, shoot, I didn't see the creature. I forgot about the creature. I should have destroyed that. Never mind. Disregard. That was a terrible play. All right, engaged, or enrage, engage. So now they've got the damage. They do double damage than they were doing before. I would like to do this. I'm going to take my secondary ability again, and I just spam that second. And I do it all again, put all the stuff in the yard, because it makes my Wild Research more effective as well. And I'm going to cast Guillaume first. Robert Guillaume. Shout out to those that knows. And I'm going to do this. All right, I destroy their creature with Shatbros because he is control. He is dominant control. I just adore him. Please don't nerf him. I feel like I have to say that after everything I enjoy. Like everything I enjoy to play. Like, please don't break it. Please don't fix it. Don't mess with it. I likes it. All right, so now I'm getting all my things on the board. Should have put my permanent above the spell. But now here comes Over the Top. We don't need to do that. Yes, they don't have anything on board. I don't think so. Now here comes over the top. We get all of our permanents to get mana drawn, right? And if we have Rite of Harmony, we should be drawing cards every time a permanent hits the board, which it doesn't look like it is. Oh, maybe it is now. Maybe that was it. Okay, so now we're reloading our hand. We're drawing, doing the things. And yeah, you can see we are in very solid control now. And the key to this build, and the reason it works so well, and this is kind of the point of what I was trying to say beforehand. If you play control, if you like strategy, if you don't want to play loops and that kind of thing, this is definitely a strategy build. This is an oppressive, dominant control play. I really enjoy doing that. I enjoy playing that because of the brain size that it requires to do. You can see that I have my Sinner's Judgment on the board. So now I can actually spam my first ability, or my second ability rather, to the 9s. I can just go hit that again, grab that. Make sure you select your legendary creature first if you want it in hand. Which legendary creature you want in hand. It puts the rest on the floor inside the basement, I should say. And yeah, that's about it. I'm going to put this, actually I'm going to toss that. I don't want that. And that's how it do, my dudes. Let's see, do we have anything, with this build, with Chat Bros, it's really important you're taking a look at, do they have anything on board? Because, and you want to know that before you get into casting your creatures and cards and stuff, because once he comes out, it doesn't let you see the board. It would be nice, Webcore, if we had a button we could push that says you view battlefield, so we can get an idea of what's there. That would be awesome. What do you guys think? Chime below, let them know if that's something you want. So we're gonna say not now. And we're gonna go again. Yes, I'm going to ditch this. I will go here, boom, one trigger, boom, boom, drop all the things, get all the mana, fills up my hand. Secondary trigger, draw the card, ditch that same card because it had no mana. It's the only card that had no mana. And now we start to just do the things. Not a loop, but it does function well. Let's see, what do we want to pull? I'll take a Meeting of the Five, sure. I got no qualms with that. Do I want to kill a support? Let's see if we can get lucky and kill a support. We did. We'll cast another one, sure. Let's take a City on Fire this time just to make sure my creatures are able to do face. Yep, we're gonna go ahead and destroy one of those. We gain some life. We killed one of our permanent supports. That's one of the downsides of it's one of the downsides of Chat Bros, is that it also can mess up your stuff too, because it doesn't prioritize lowest cost support. It just takes any random support. And I find that it randomly chooses your bigger supports more often than the little ones, unless you have a massive them on board. You get some life gain within Faithbound Judge. And yeah, and then City on Fire helps you go deal the damage you need to your opponent. We're 3 short of being a full life here. Let's see what they do. They did smack one of my gems, so it should make my guys bulletproof and reachy. All right, bulletproof and grabby. All right, so here we go. Look, they've got the full mana. They're doing the omniscience thing. Here they are destroying all my stuff, right? Whatever. Doesn't matter. We still win. I actually faced a loop deck that ran Peer into the Abyss, and Craig could not stop hitting himself because my hand was full. So he just kept pinging himself. He shot himself to death in a single turn. It was glorious. From full health, he OTK'd himself. It was great. That's what it's all about. Other than that, I think that's just putting all the stuff. I've just made a swap just to end the match, and you can see that that is essentially how you go. That is how it do. Because I don't want to continue the loop. Now, if I was in a situation here and it was early main game and I was in the same situation, I would definitely click yes, destroy one of my supports, because then it would allow me to do some landfalls to keep my mana going and to let my hand gain a bunch of mana. So there you go. Full life against the Omniscience deck. Did Greg run it correctly? Probably not. Did he have cards in hand he needed? Probably not. But Omniscience hit the board. He loaded up all his hands with mana. He killed some of my creatures. Didn't matter. I was able to control the board early enough and strong enough that I kept him from winning. That is the first pass at this with this deck. But let me show you another build with a peasant build. All right, so if you don't know this guy, let me introduce you to Hullbreaker Horror. 19 mana, 7/8 Kraken Horror. Can't have its mana drain erased. When you cast a spell card, return a random opposing creature or support to their owner's hand. This is another form of control I encourage people go out and try to chase. This is absolutely a great card. It is from Crimson Vow. Brilliant card. I absolutely love this card. It's one of my favorite control cards in the deck. Here's a look at the rest of the deck. Soul of Emancipation is another great card. This is the fancy version. This is from Streets of New Capenna. Rem Carlos Stalwart Slayer. He's from Midnight Hunt. So again, these are some of the older cards, chase cards to go after. I'm still chasing him in my alt account. I don't have him yet, but he is who I'm targeting right now because we still have about another year. Next October is when the Midnight Hunt, Vow, Streets of New Capenna, and Kayagawa, Kimagawa, you know what I'm trying to say. All 4 of those rotate out, but we'll have like 4 or 5 other sets in place. We're going to have a ton of cards to replace these. But right now, these cards are dominant. Another one is Sleep with the Fishes. It's an uncommon card. It's absolutely brutally destructive. And Ossification is a really good common card out of, I think it's out of 1. You guys can look it up. And then Angel Fire Ignition for some life gain. You know I love it. And again, a lot of these they're not necessarily over the top. Now, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, I know. You're guys going to say, that's a mythic card. I don't need it. I rarely use it. I use it just for the draw. So anything, replace that with something that gets you draw, and there you go. Let's use this deck. Now, to be clear, before I forget, what I will do is I will mute that down, and I will get that loaded up for anything that they wind up playing. I will tell you, if you're a newer player not yet at Platinum, you should not be playing Trials of the Plains. I strictly am using this as a demonstration for you as to how this deck can play and what it can do. Now, I told you I wasn't going to use... I'm going to use it for the draw. I almost tossed it, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. Let me actually use it. And that puts my Teferi, or my, Teferi Hero Dominaria on the board. All right, there he is. Let's get him out. He can come out straight away. There is that. Let's ditch the second Ossification. Again, this is all strictly defense, just getting ready to play. Let's go Sleeps with the Fishes. And let's go... I want to keep their stuff off of haste. Let's go here. Boom. Angel Fire Ignition on Remy himself, because his prevent damage affects him as well, makes him a bulletproof flyer, and they have to exile him or destroy him specifically. They can't damage him. So that's the reason why I choose to put it on him versus putting it on the other creature to give haste for that, because no need. Oh, look at her. Look at how beautiful she is. Oh my gosh. Angel of Destiny. Powerhouse. Brutal. So strong. Irrelevant. Unless he can remove my stuff and get back to full health, then it becomes problematic. But did not remove my stuff. I gained the life. Boom, boom. Gang, gang. Now I need to remove her immediately, or even better, what I can do is lock her down, or I can exile her. That's a little bit of a mismatch in here that I would prefer. In this instance, I have some choices. I'm actually going to choose to lock down my enemies instead of exiling them. And the reason I'm doing that is because, look at that, I get 2 of them. Look, what did I do? What did I do? Shuffler's fine. It's Christmas here early, folks. And the reason I want to do this is because then that way, if another creature enters battlefield or enters the board, let's go here, boom. Same creature, they cast another one, which they're going to be prone to do. I'm going to mute that one down. When they hit the board, they don't create any other effects. If I just exile or get rid of them and they give them haste and whatever, then any future creature they put on the board is going to be able to come at me, bro, right? And that's not cool. It's not cool at all. We definitely want to get rid of it. So now that I've demonstrated that, that's one win con. I've won. I've locked this down. That is the way that you could have done that to this point, okay? With Sleep with the Fishes. This has 2 control methods. Lockdown with Sleep with the Fishes, or exile with Hullbreaker Horror and Ossification, or with Teferi Hero of Dominaria if you've been lucky enough to pull this. I do have that card in my alt account, by the way. That one and Tamio, I went out and targeted and got. I sought them out. Now it's Remy. All right, so what is our final support here? We don't need that, so I'm going to ditch this. I'm going to use my secondary ability. I'm going to ditch my support, my other Teferi. I'm going to gain all the mana. So I'm going to demonstrate now the secondary exile abilities. Now that we have those locked down, you see how that works. I could just win that way, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do it this way. Destruction and death. Yeah, let's go here. Okay, and we're going to replace our fish We're going to get our Hullbreaker on board. We're going to exile them. And yeah, that's just how that goes. Now, every time we cast a spell, or support, I think even, that eliminates their creature on their side. See, I think he even puffed that one up. So let's actually go here. And we're going to mute that down as just in case. Now, the reason I want to mute this down is just in case they remove my board. Then I'm hosed, man. Right? Because all my things that are on board are no longer there. So I just keep that as a backup. So it's redundancy in this. Boom. There we go. That eliminates their creature. Do they have anything else on board? They do. Again, I should have unmuted my whoozy what's it. I did not, so wasted opportunity there, which is fine. They have 2 more things on board here, and I'm getting rid of those. So their supports. Now, what this does have a struggle with dealing with is Vanguards. Vanguards are not affected by Hullbreaker. It's not affected by any of the other things I have in here, except for Soul of Emancipation. Soul will get rid of those, all right? And just not to make this video uber long, here's the other thing we can do. Here is ultimately what his finale deal looks like. Now, every time I draw a card, I'm essentially eliminating any creature he has on board. Let's go win the game. No more shenanigans, no more tomfoolery, no more hullabaloo. Let's just go crush our opponents. One thing this does not have, and I probably would edit for this build specifically, for Trial of the Plains, I should say, for this event, is some type of win con that allows me to win faster than this. The longer I'm playing, the more exposure I'm giving to my opponent to be able to beat me. Now, if they were playing blue in this instance, I would be more concerned. Things like lockdown with like removal, well, just like kind of the cards I'm playing, right? Like there's always that just at a pauper build, peasant build. So again, I'm keeping them from having any kind of chance of coming back and winning. If you control the board, if you eliminate their items on board, it's really difficult for any deck to get traction outside of them hard casting or casting War of Invention or Omniscience, getting that down, and then giving our creatures their ability to win. See that? Now with Teferi, I'm able to take their creature out. I'm just not sweating it now. Now I just get to play my game, win, and just keep them in lockdown, right? So with that said, if I'm facing an Omniscience deck, right, I would go for the lockdown with Sleep with the Fishes, disable creatures, because no matter what they're casting, they're pretty much not going to be able to get at me, right? Now, if they have trample and stuff like that, that's a different thing, but whatevs, we don't care, right? Exile that and see if we can draw into another card. It didn't work. Doesn't matter. It's game. We win. Didn't need to fuss with that. So there you go. Those are a couple of different approaches to being able to deal with some of the more problematic legacy events, especially like this event gives big advantages to PvP. Like it's one of the harder ones to come after and to win against because they give not only play the hardest decks that are in the event against you, but it also gives you Greg's cascading ability. And in addition to that, those different nodes give you additional power. So you really have to have a lockdown presence in your 5th turn or you don't get to win. All right, let me give you my final thoughts here. Okay, I was giving final thoughts. I was just going to win this event real quickly, and my dude drops a turn 1 Angel of Destiny against my deck. So I wanted to spotlight this. Can I actually do this here? Can I actually win here with this kind of deck? This is really the test of it. It's like, because I could hear it. A lot of people are going to say, oh, you just had a good one, an easy one, guys. It wasn't really that difficult to do. Let's do a 5 swap here. Boom. Let's get into that. Yes. Got our matches again. So now I've got him on board along with, I'm actually going to say not now. Here's why. I'm going to use my secondary ability. I'm going to kill her. I'm going to draw 3 cards. I'm going to take another turn. I'm going to power up my Sleep with the Fishes, and let's see if I can come back. I can just hear everybody, oh, you had an easy one. That wasn't really hard. Turn 1 Angel, bro. I lost half my life on turn 1. Come on. Now I got to come back. Let's go. Let's go here. All right, there they go. They got Omniscience on the board, right? They got all their stuff. Let's see. They gave me Tybalt. You jerk. What? I hate Tybalt. Oh, I hate Tybalt. All right, so I can take out their deal here. And a Tamiyo Collector of Tales. Boy, they've got a brutal deck, yeah? All right, so let's go here. Who is this? Who built this deck? Who did this evilness over here? What an evil, awful person this is, yeah? That's probably another one. Let's actually go here. Who is this? I can't even read that. Oh, my frickin' boomer eyes can't see jack squat. There's nothing on that side, so let's go... I don't think ossification is going to... Oh, no, it does. Okay, so it exiles us Vanguard, and there's a couple of them that I need to get rid of. I actually got to get rid of my Vanguard support. That's what I need to do, because I have no way of getting rid of it. All right, so now they get twice the mana. Let's see, we want to put this down here. Let's get rid of that. Let's put this up here. I hate to do this. This might be a mistake, but I think I get rid of that. Let's actually use our secondary ability, get all the mana, get another Remy. You like Remys? All right, so we can get rid of Tamio now. Do they have anything else? They have High Alert. Oh, you vicious son of a mongrel, you. How dare you, sir? How dare you? I have to be a lot more strategic in my selections and mana swaps. Fine, let's go here. Boom. All right, so yes, destroy that. And yes, destroy that for sure. I'd rather give you another creature than that. Let's go ahead and give my Angel Fire Ignition to said boy. So he's defense, so I have some type of defense no matter what happens. And I'm still taking the damage because of Tybalt. I got to get rid of Tybalt, and I don't know that I have a way to get rid of it outside of individual matches. So we're going to store this puppy up. And we've got to match this. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Am I going to find a way to win this? Did he cast another? He did, didn't he? Okay, I need this immediately. Does he have something else on board? Oh, I haven't been doing this. Oh, this is what I need to be doing, isn't it? My goodness. Honey child. Let's go over here and get this actually out so we can keep that at least off the board. All right, I got to make this black match, although it's not optimal for my mana gains. I gotta get it fixed so that I'm not dying or taking damage from that. See, she's using her secondary ability to try to whoop my trick. No go. All right, I need both of these to gain the life back. So let's ditch you. Let's go here. I guess let's go here. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. All right. This might be game. What do they got? Gain mana. There's Angel Fire. Actually, I needed Angel of Destiny on the board because I need the mana gain or the life gain. Very interesting. So I've got to beef up my boy. I got to ditch this. I got to draw. Rob the Archives is fine. There's another Tamio on board. I need to get this up to spikes. Yeah, I think I gotta go red. Okay, there's that for destruction. Really need that to cast. Take 10, gain 10. And just got to keep them from removing my defenders because she doesn't have trample yet. Good. I gain the life. That helps. That's good. I actually don't want to kill her just yet. So, oh, the humanities. But I do have to destroy his other dude. So let's do this. Boy, oh boy. All right, well, we got to ditch that. I hate to, but I have to. Let's do this. All right, that's fine. Should have ditched the... Who's he what? Let's go here. Boom, good. Gain. I'm casting this one. I'm not going to destroy it, question mark. I'm not going to destroy her. I will destroy the Vanguard. I will destroy the support. I will give him Vigilance as well as Lifelink. I'm going to take 16 points of damage. I gain 16 life. I should have saved that. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I should have waited till after I killed Angel Fire. That was a misstep. All right, and then, boom. Let's go ahead and do that again to him so that I'm going to take, what, 14, 16, 18, 20 points of damage? 18 points of damage. I gain that life, but I win. All right. There you go. Control. That was a hard match. We didn't even see one of my horrors in this build. Come on, man. Not cool. All right, final thoughts. And just in case you doubt whether or not I won the event and got all my rewards, I did. I got them all. I went undefeated in this event for Trial of the Plains, and I won 2 of them. And I argue, I think this node down here is harder than that one, because if they're just casting everything because of extra mana bonuses, that makes it a lot more difficult. Listen, man, I understand that Legacy is hard, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it isn't, but I could tell you with the cards that are in here in common and uncommon, you can build cards, you can build decks, you can build competitive builds that will allow you to compete in some of these Legacy events. Probably not Trial of the Plains, but some of these other ones, and you can actually do functionally well locking them down. With that said, maybe that's not your favorite playstyle, but there's a lot of playstyles in here we covered. Loops and lockdowns and control and big creatures and, you know, big swingy Timmy stuff. You can do all of those things. But in addition to that, there is no excuse, man, for noobs to say, oh, I lost. It's a game, you're gonna lose, right? Learning how to persevere, overcome, and build, especially some of the most memorable wins I have are from being with a limited deck set or limited card set, especially when I was first starting to play. I finally beat that one opponent in story mode that I just couldn't get over. It felt great, man. And that comes down to strategically learning how to be able to target the cards that you need and building around and with playstyles that work. Listen, if you don't feel you have that skill or expertise yet because you don't know what cards are good, get on over to the Discord, ask your questions, show us what cards you have. We have so many great players in there that are just so eager to help you. It's a non-denominational Discord. We're not trying to recruit you in anything, although we can put you in a team if you're looking for it. All the people are there. It's like a Switzerland. It's a peaceful place. I don't know if Switzerland's still peaceful. Are they in wars? I don't know. I'm not very political. But we're happy to help you out, man. And at the end of the day, I want what's fair for the game. I want the game to be fun for everyone who plays it. But at the same time, I don't want to sacrifice my fun. I don't want my fun sacrificed because a few other folks are lazy or don't quite understand the most optimal way to get to where they want to go playing the game. You don't like Legacy, that's fine. That is on Webcore to design more than enough events for folks to not have to play Legacy. I love Legacy events. I like pwning Legacy events. I like playing and experimenting with Legacy events. I like winning in Legacy with standard builds. I don't have a problem with it. You may not. That's okay. I want you to play in your style, and I don't want to interfere with your style. So there should be ways for us to compromise and be able to get that done. Remember that side there? Compromise. I don't know if you know this, but I am in a coalition, and one of the people that I have very heated debates about this topic is with my man. His name is Scyther. He's inside of my coalition. We play together, and we have very heated debates about what is fair, what should be nerfed, and what shouldn't. He's very much on the side, whether it's 100% authentic or it's just a little bit to rub me raw, of nerfing all of the powerful cards to make it balanced and fair. At the same time, I'm on the opposite side of that of no, let me loop, let me destroy, let me painstakingly devastate the meta because I love broken things. Despite our differences in opinion, we both have the ideas that we're able to compromise on. We agree with the fact that we should have Legacy events that are available to newer players so that they can, in fact, pick and choose which cards or have deck restrictions or card restrictions or set restrictions, much like they do with the Odyssey events, where they say, hey, here are the 3 sets that are available from this. You can get rewards from those 3 sets to go get some of these OP cards. You just have to play in the event, but we can pick and choose which ones we want to play in. I think that's a great idea. But my reason I'm bringing up Scyther here specifically, my man, I'm not calling him out for that reason. I just want to let you know, even though we disagree on stuff, and although he may think that Gauze sucks, the reality is my man is absolutely one of the best people on the planet. And I'm a terrible friend, Scyther, but I just wanted to say, he sent this to me in the mail. I'm not going to expose his full letter, but he sent this to me in the physical mail not too long ago. And such a classy dude, such an amazing person. Thanks, dude. I never said thank you for this. I got it forever ago. It's like over a year now I got it. Yeah, it's been over a year. What a terrible person I am. But I did get it, and I truly appreciate it, dude. And I never publicly thanked you, and it's very important that we all understand it's a game. We can all get along. We can all find common ground. I know there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to come down the pipe that I may not necessarily like, but I also want to make sure we're not killing the game for those who like the different play styles. I think we can create pockets for things that we like that we can do. I think the more flexibility we have in the game that way, the more we're able to put things in place and keep it fun for years to come. So WebCore, appreciate you guys for everything you do. I really appreciate you guys responding quickly to that deploy. Sider, I appreciate you, brother, and to all my other friends here, my nerds, I appreciate you. You could have been anywhere in the world. Chose to spend this time with me here ranting about this topic for quite some time. It is appreciated, and I hope that you got some value out of this. If you want to see some more deck lists, if you want to see some more card lists of rares and stuff that isn't, that is chase-worthy, that you should be going after in Standard so that you can compete against some of these legacy decks and builds, I demonstrated a couple here. Head over into the Discord, man. We're happy to help you out with your specific collections on what you have now and give you a real look at, hey, should you go and enter this event with that type of deck? We'll shoot you straight. And we have some of the world's best players who have very different playstyles than myself, so that if you don't match with my playstyle directly, there are tons of people inside of our Discord who love that way of playing, and they can show you the most optimal ways to compete and to win, ultimately to win more and get all the cards you could be chasing in the game. With that said, my friend, till our next quest,